Hi there, I'm Rebecca Stark, and I'm popping in to get another DNF verse done this morning. DNF stands for Do Not Fear, and in these videos I aim to find all the times that the Bible says do not fear or do not be afraid. And I found one beautiful, perfect, absolutely just straightforward. Psalm 3:6 says, I will not fear, though tens of thousands assail me on every side. That's Psalm 3, verse 6. We know that the Psalms were written by King David. I don't know the full context. We don't always know what was happening around each of the different Psalms that David wrote, but we do know that David was under attack for a little while, for a period there. King David was the first king of unified Israel in biblical times. He was the second king, technically, but King Saul was not over all 12 tribes of Israel. So it's just a little kind of details. But speaking of King Saul was one of the people who attacked David and was one of the reasons tens of thousands assailed David on every side. So King David was chosen to be king when Samuel, one of God's prophets, and by the way, there are books named for Samuel, 1st and 2nd Samuel, two books that describe Samuel's life and how he lived as a faithful prophet to God. And Samuel chose David out of all of David had many brothers. In fact, David was the youngest of his brothers. And when David's father presented all of his sons to Samuel, and Samuel went through each one, he selected David because David, he said, is a man after God's own heart. And that's such a beautiful and sweet and inspiring phrase. To be a man, to be a woman, to be a person after God's own heart. I mean, that fills me with a certain sense of comfort and peace and hope and confidence. So if I can be a woman after God's own heart, how amazing would that be? So because David was a man, we already know David already had faith. David had had faith all of his life. He's one of the more faithful people in the Bible. So they say he was demonstrating his faith even as a young man, as a shepherd in the fields. We saw David go up against Goliath, and David went up against Goliath because David had faith and David trusted that God would protect him. So this statement is not unusual for David. It's probably not the first time he said it. It's maybe the first time he said it when there were thousands on every side. I'm sure there were times when David felt that he was just being attacked by everyone and everything. But I hope that you can take a little bit of comfort, a little bit of confidence in David's words here. So David lived a life of faith. And because David lived a life of faith, he could say, I will not fear, though tens of thousands assail me on every side. So where are you in your life? What are you facing? I doubt, not that I know for certain, I don't know the specific details of your life, but I doubt that you have tens of thousands who are attacking you, but it might feel like you have tens of thousands of things to be afraid of in this life. And I hope that you find comfort in God, just like David did. David had a heart for God, and David acted on his faith over and over again. So are you struggling? Are you sitting in a place of fear? Then be like David and turn to God and say, God, I trust you with my life. God, sit on the throne of my heart. God, help me to see you in everything I do. And by asking God into your life and asking God to rule over your life, I hope that you will see, just as David saw, that faith really does bolster you, and it helps you and it supports you through your life. So again, our verse is Psalm 3:6. I will not fear, though tens of thousands assail me on every side. May you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.